Yeah, I forgot to mention in the last video, that day was the coldest day we had so far in February. It dropped down to minus 22 overnight. And not only was that the coldest day of February, it was the coldest day we've had so far this winter. I think the next coldest, I think, was when we had the minus 19 back in December. So I don't mind. I'll take the warmer weather. This February's been absolutely crazy as far as temperatures go. The entire month except for this day, this period, I think it was like 3 days when it was cold. Aside from that, the entire month's been at least 20 degrees above normal, which is fine. I don't mind that. Unfortunately, it does have a downside. The lakes haven't frozen over, so as long as the lakes have open water, we are susceptible to snow squalls. Well, on Tuesday, I got notice of another storm approaching us, and this one is supposed to affect us Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. So it's going to be a 4-day event. Wednesday will be the actual storm, and as usual, afterward, the snow squalls. And, well, if you look at the map there, I'm in the fuchsia color, which is level 7, and we're looking at 25 to 40 centimeters, which would be 10 to 16 inches. And this is the first storm that we've had in a long time that actually wasn't overhyped. We actually got at least what we were supposed to get, or what we were forecast to get. Now it's crazy, absolutely nuts. So this is Saturday morning, about 2:30, and we're still being affected by it, but it is supposed to kind of ease up by morning, so I get to go out tomorrow and clean up afterward. Yeah, it's going to be fun. So the next 3 videos, will be just this storm, and I got some pretty good video of it. The third one will be cleaning up after, just kind of showing the results of this. It's nuts. So the worst part of this is going to be windy. You're going to have some strong winds with this, and that's going to cause a whole lot of drifting, and that's going to make the snow even deeper, which is, pretty much what happened. So I don't want to give too much away. I'd rather kind of split it up into the next few videos, but this is what I'm seeing coming at us. I don't want this video to get too long, so I'm not going to show anything from Wednesday. When I went out Wednesday afternoon, we'd basically just got a dusting. It was just kind of starting at that point, and it didn't really get too bad until later that night. And then by morning, the storm had finished, and we'd only got like a couple centimeters, maybe an inch. So we didn't get much from the storm itself, but by morning, as you can see, we're getting the snow squalls. But this is actually 2:30 in the afternoon when I woke up. The first thing I did was check the radar, and yeah, we're definitely getting hit. So I have all kinds of notices on my phone, so I started looking through them. Snow squall warning issued at 10:30 in the morning, and this is Thursday morning. The lake effect snow squalls giving blizzard-like conditions this afternoon through Saturday. Snow squalls are expected to become organized off Lake Huron this afternoon. A couple of these snow squalls are likely to intensify, taking heavy snow and blowing snow well inland of Lake Huron. Snowfall rates under the most intense bands may reach or exceed 5 centimeters per hour at times. Some areas may see snowfall amounts in excess of 40 centimeters, that's 16 inches, by Friday morning. Very strong northwest to west winds gusting to 70 kilometers per hour will combine with the snow to generate near-zero visibilities at times. While the snow squalls will shift slowly with time, the snow squall event is expected to last until Saturday morning. Travel will become nearly impossible at times. Motorists are strongly advised to change their travel plans accordingly. Visibility will be reduced to near-zero at times in heavy snow and blowing snow. Rapidly accumulating snow will make travel difficult. So that's what I'm looking at. As far as temperature goes, it's only -6. I'm not sure what that is in Fahrenheit, but I'll convert it for you. And after this is done, yeah, you look at the temperatures ahead of time. Due to my time constraints, I'm not gonna convert all these numbers for you. So those of you who don't know the metric system, anything without a minus sign is above zero, or sorry, above freezing, or above 32 degrees Fahrenheit. So you get 3 days following this event that are above, and then, you know, this is all gonna start melting again. It's just crazy. But this is how February's been going. It's been struggling to stay below freezing all month. Yeah, we've had a few melt periods, and then we get more. We've never really got any major amount, just, you know, a few centimeters at a time, and then, you know, melt comes again. It's just crazy. But we've kept our snowpack all month. It hasn't gone away completely or anything. So, but this is gonna be messy when all this stuff melts for what we have right now. So off I go, heading out into the unknown. If you look at the bottom of the door, you can see a little bit of snow there. That is not an indication of how much is actually out there, because remember, it is pretty windy, and the snow that we are getting is blowing around, so it's accumulating in different places. And all the snow that we're getting right now is not part of the storm. This is coming from the lake, straight from the lake. So, but I'm not exactly sure what to expect just yet until I get out there. as you can see, the longer I'm out, the worse conditions are getting. So at this point, I got lots of fresh snow on the ground. Everything's pure white. I got the wind blowing, and the snow is kind of blowing across the ground and drifting. Everything looks the same. And I've got new ski goggles on now, and they're tinted pretty good. So I can't see where I'm going, and I end up driving into a snowdrift. And I got stuck. Monster wasn't going to move until I got off and pushed it back, and there's a long line of snow to my right, and I don't want to try going through it again, so I'm going to back up and kind of get to where it's at a lower point before I decide to try to go through it to go around. And I'm waiting to go. There's traffic coming, so I'm waiting for the traffic, and somebody sees me sitting there and decides to see if I need help.
Oh yeah, I just waiting for the traffic so I can get a run to get through there.
You want a hand to get through it, or are you good?
Oh, I'm good.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm good. Thank you.
So all I was doing was waiting for traffic to clear, but it's nice when people offer like that. Kind of gives me a good feeling about people. And when I got home, I had a tray full of coffees on the floor of the scooter, so I didn't want to take a chance on spilling them all over the place, so I just kind of stopped the scooter and put them in the garage and then come back out. And it wasn't too bad. There's a little bit more snow there now than there was when I left, but I was still able to drive through it. So that's the beginning. Things are just kind of getting started. As tomorrow, when I go out, things are going to look a whole lot different. But like I say, this is a multi-day event. Things got really, really bad at night after this. And I was actually surprised that Zach went into work because of the weather. And he got let off work early. And early as in 12:30 in the morning. So he works the other side of Teeswater, and somewhere between Teeswater and Wingham, he got stuck on the highway. Literally in the middle of the highway, he got stuck. So he was kind of a little bit freaked out about it. It's his first experience with this kind of thing. So I remember my first time. I was almost in tears. I was so scared because I was on a back road, and the car I was driving at the time was having a lot of issues, and I'm not even sure what it's called. There's something that takes the heat from the engine and surrounds the carburetor with it to keep the fuel from freezing. That didn't exist on that car. And so it's every once in a while everything would freeze up and I'd have to stop and let the heat from the engine work its way up to the carburetor to thaw things out. And I had to keep starting the car up. I didn't want to kill the battery, so I was basically driving without lights. And I was so freaked out that I wasn't going to make home and I was going to get hit by a snowplow or something. So I understand that, getting stranded on the road. But apparently there was a bunch of vehicles in that particular spot that were stuck. And one of his friends was able to get him out. I'm not sure if he pulled him out or helped push, I'm not sure, but he made it home eventually anyways. But apparently the snow drifts were like 3 or 4 feet high across the highway. That's insane. So things got pretty bad overnight. So the next video will be what it looked like the next day after that. So thanks for watching.